Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you're doing fantastic today, and welcome back to Minecraft. It's episode 15, and I bet you didn't expect me to make my intro from this side of the house. Normally I do it on this side, but no, this time we're going to switch things around a bit, but hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Today, we have some plans, and of course, just as I start recording, the sun decides to set. It seems like every time I join this world, the sun just wants to set and ruin the plans of what I want to do today. But what are those plans we're going to do today, you may ask? Well, fellow viewer, that is a very good question, because if you see on this map here, we've actually done quite a bit to the village. We have 4 core bases right now. The one we're in right now, the library, the starting house, and the barn. And we've got 2 outlines of houses that I'm going to be building later on, which I am really proud of and can't wait to get them in this world. This is just a little sneak peek of what's to come later. But you can see this pathway that we built in the last episode. It leads to this giant field right here. And this is where we're going to be working. Not exactly here, but it's going to stretch off and go that way a bit. Today, that's right, you probably already know because you've already read the title, we are going to be building a creeper farm. I have never done one of these in survival Minecraft, so it's going to be very exciting to see how I'm going to be building this. But I think after a long time of preparing, I've held this episode off for a long time because I didn't know where to build this. Going back and forth in my test world to this world, trying to figure out where it goes where. I think I've finally done it, and today we are going to officially start making the creeper farm, and I'm really excited. Now what I am not excited for, however, is the amount of resources that we need to gather. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of resources needed for this. Exactly 1013 building blocks, 777 slabs, 701 trapdoors, 13 redstone repeaters, 4 observers, 5 dispensers, 41 magma blocks, 8 fence gates. I'm going to stop doing this because it's probably making you sick, and it's making me sick, to be honest. 4 redstone dust, 3 redstone torches, 4 hoppers, 4 doors, 4 chests, 2 powered rails, 10 regular rails, 7 water buckets, a fishing rod. I don't know why that's in there, but I guess we'll find out later. 1 minecart with a hopper, and that's it. But you might be wondering, actually, why are we building the creeper farm? Because I don't just make a plan out of nowhere and decide I'm going to build a gigantic farm in this world. No, I don't do that. I plan things in advance, or at least try to anyway. These are the only firework rockets we have left. I mean, we've got a good elytra, it's got mending, it's got unbreaking 3. That is really good. These are our only fireworks, and I'm pretty sure we have no gunpowder left. We have a little bit. I want to keep these ones here because these are really placeholders items. I like to keep them like that just because it makes sorting out items easier. But yeah, we really don't have many firework rockets left. Let's see how many that gives us. 54, that's not bad, but it could be a whole lot better, which is why today we are going to be building a creeper farm. And I will leave the design in the description down below. I highly recommend you go check it out. It's kind of simple to make. Not really. I think it's just going to take time to gather the resources. But apart from that, I am really excited to get this thing in this world. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so what I've gone ahead and done is gathered all the resources needed for this project. I didn't want to waste your guys' time, so I went ahead and gathered all the resources. And now that it's in the quantity of shulker boxes, it doesn't look like much, but believe me, these resources took a long time to gather. I mean, since when do I need 11 stacks, what's that, 10 stacks of trapdoors? I don't think I've ever had to make something in Minecraft that involved so many trapdoors in Minecraft before. So I mean, there's a first time for everything, isn't there, in this series? And the amount of stone in these chests, I mean, it doesn't look like much now that it's in shulker boxes, but it still took a long time to gather. So now that we've got all the resources needed, I've decided that I'm going to build this thing out of stone and stone slabs, because as I said, we needed like 770 something slabs. So I'm going to take all of this stone and here, and in total we are going to need, I think it was 12 stacks of slabs. So if we type in slabs, so I can make this quickly, we're going to do that. Okay, so that's a start. Let's go ahead and make, I think that should be enough. I don't want to make too much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exactly enough to make all of the platforms needed. I'm just going to put it there just so that we don't have to bring another shulker box. For the sake of it, you can go back in there. So in 2 shulker boxes, we have all of the resources plus a little bit just in case I run out of materials. I wanted to make sure I brought more materials than I actually need. So now all this can go back in there. And now that we have a lot of stone, we can do some future projects with that, because trust me, we will be needing stone in the future. But now that we've got all the resources, I think it's time to set a layout of where we actually want to build this farm, which is going to be around about here. I want this area here. We have a little bridge crossing into this plains biome, and I want this plains biome to be a sort of industrial area where we're going to have all of our big farms, because I want it to be like some factories. We have the residential area over there, and here we're going to have the industrial area where we're going to have all of our high-powered farms and things like that. I don't think we'll decorate them. I think we'll leave them just as their bare farm, so that way it doesn't mess with any of the loot, or it doesn't look bad, because I don't know. Some of these structures are massive. I mean, the farm we're making today is going to be pretty tall, multiple times the height of some of these houses here, so I don't know how exactly we would decorate them. But if you have any ideas, feel free to tell me down in the comments below. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to clear out all of this grass here. I'm sorry, chicken. This will no longer be recognizable once I am done here. This place needs to be flattened out. And the good thing is about this is that we're going to get a lot of grass out of this. So without further ado, let's get into a time lapse. And there we have it. I hope that time lapse was enjoyable to watch. I found it honestly kind of satisfying. There is no better feeling than taking your efficiency 5 shovel. This isn't even efficiency 5, just taking your efficiency shovel and just sweeping out a massive area of dirt. Which, speaking of which, we now have a lot of here. So this is going to be very, very useful when we want to do some terraforming projects. We've got ourselves a lot of grass and dirt to work out with. So I'm just going to put that in a shulker box there for later, in case we need to do some terraforming projects. But all of the resources needed to build the creeper farm are right here, so I think we're gonna have to start out with the actual perimeter that we want this place to be in. So I'm thinking, I mean, the base isn't too big, so I'm thinking around about here. I think that would be good. And I think it fits quite well in this little corner right here. Now, of course, we will have other farms later on, but this was just to give ourselves a layout of where this is going to be, because once we place this, it's going to be quite hard to take it down, so we really need to think hard about this. And I think it's alright here, you know. I have other plans for this area as well. It's not just going to be gigantic farms like this, but I think this being right here is exactly where we're going to want this. Right, so I went ahead and started building the collection area. So here we're going to have a massive tower that goes up as many platforms as we would like. The more platforms, the more mobs are going to spawn. I guess that's how that works. And here is where all the mobs are going to be dropping into, and they will be sorted out in this collection area here. And this is where we're going to have some hoppers and the chests that pick up the amount of gunpowder, bones, and string that we're going to have, because this farm doesn't just drop gunpowder, it also drops some skeletons and some spiders because of the design, and I'm honestly alright with that. So having a multi-mob spawner is going to be quite useful because we don't have a skeleton spawner, so having some kind of skeleton drops is going to be very, very useful in the near future. So I just wanted to give a little progress update of what I've done so far. I think what I'm going to do is finish building off this area, and then we will do a time lapse of building the actual main tower. And that's the collection system all completely done. So now a mob is going to fall off the platform into this water. It's going to go into that middle platform there where the magma blocks are going to eventually kill them. And then the drops will end up in this hopper minecart system down here. Will get collected by it into these hoppers, into this double chest right here. Now eventually we are going to have to make this place look a lot better than it is, because this is a really small and cramped area, but right now I don't want to focus on making it look nice. I know I usually did that with the other projects like the zombie farm we did last episode and that house right there. I like to do detail as we move on with the build, but here the actual spawner is the most important part here. So what I'm going to do is do a mega time lapse of me building all of the platforms, and then we can get this farm fully up and working. Doesn't this look absolutely incredible? I am really happy with the way this has turned out. I was getting worried about how the stone would look as being the main block of the build, but it's on the borderline of looking nice and industrial. So I am really happy with the way this turned out. Now we still need to put the giant platform on top, so that way we don't actually have any light, so that way the mobs can spawn, because if the no mobs are going to spawn, we're going to get no gunpowder, and then we're going to have no firework rockets for our elytra, and we need those right now. So what we're going to do is finish off the giant platform in the form of progress updates. I don't think I'm going to do another time lapse. I think I'm just going to tell you guys how I do as I go along. But something I should probably tell you is how this farm actually works, because I don't think I've told you yet. So down here we have some repeaters running into this block right here. On top of that block there is a redstone torch, which will get deactivated when these repeaters activate that block. That redstone torch will then deactivate, updating the observer, which will activate the dispenser, releasing the water bucket, which will activate that observer down there, and so on so forth all the way to the top. So it's a really cool wireless chain that goes as far as we really want. I decided to go with 10 platforms, which again was more than I originally planned, so we ended up using all of our spruce. We had almost a double chest filled with spruce logs, and now we have almost none, so we're going to have to get some more logs soon, otherwise we're going to have a wood shortage. But I think what I'm going to do now is finish working on the giant platform, and I believe that will be everything. And now we are finally complete the creeper farm. This should be everything finished, everything done. I'm pretty sure. I hope I've done everything right. If not, then we're going to have a broken creeper farm. The only thing I need to do now is build the AFK platform, which is going to be 123 blocks on top of this farm. I think that's because mobs spawn when you're so far a certain distance away, but you can already see there's some spiders spawning. There should be some creepers, and oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, there we go. That is a lot. That was very, very quick, and we're not even in the AFK spot. That's 3 creepers and a spider down there already. I'm really, really happy with the way this place has turned out. So these mobs are going to die on these magma blocks, and they should end up in this chest here. There we go. 3 gunpowder just out of that, and we should start seeing more coming down after those mobs die. This is great. I am really, really happy with the way this place turned out. And this is just the beginning. We need to get more farms later on, so I can't wait to turn this entire valley into some industrial area. I am really, really excited to see what the future holds. So now that we're done with this build, I was originally going to continue on with the episode and build one of the houses I was talking about earlier this episode, but unfortunately while building this, I've actually used all of our spruce for the trapdoors, and we are completely out of spruce logs and spruce planks. So what I'm going to have to do in between episodes is prepare for when I want to start working on those houses and chop down a lot of these trees, because we used a whole lot more resources than I thought we would. So yeah, we're gonna have to leave this episode here. So what I'm going to do is AFK for about an hour, and then we will see how much gunpowder we will get from this. Alright, and about 2 hours of AFKing later, I decided to go for the full 2 hours instead of just doing the single hour. I am excited to see how much gunpowder we have in here, because I've been wanting to check on this every time I come up to my computer to see how much gunpowder I have. But leave your comments down below. What do you think? Well, how many gunpowder do you think we will have after this? I am really, really excited to see, and I hear a lot of spiders and creepers up there. I'm really excited. I hope it's a lot. Oh yeah. That is a lot. Oh my goodness, that is so much gunpowder. Oh my goodness. I think that's enough. You know, I just wanted a small little gunpowder farm. You know, I just needed a few for my firework rockets. I think that's enough. I'm not sure about you. I think that's enough gunpowder right there. And when we do all of the math, we have ended up with 4,672 pieces of gunpowder. That is absolutely insane. I don't think I will ever be needing that much gunpowder, but I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did make it this far into the video, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like on this video. If you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? If you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell, make sure it's ringed, so you're notified every time I upload and you never miss a video. About 88% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed, so you guys could subscribe. That would mean the absolute world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.